And today on Historical Recreations, we will be creating our faux gingerbread men very, very easily. I would have to say this has got to be the easiest how-to DIY on the internet today. So you'll be using 4 types of air-dried clay. How to create the dough is made with 3 colors, a red, a yellow, and a blue. The brand that I'm using today is called Amos, and you can purchase this online at many different sources. And for the frosting, we're going to be using white. I had purchased this really cute little cookie cutter cutout from a cooking department store online, and it was only $1.50. Here I have some dollar store wax paper, and also a drinking straw from a drinking box. You always throw those away when you don't use them. And to create that beautiful texture on the gingerbread, using here an old toothbrush, and or if you have one of these, it is a stiff wire brush. This is also from a dollar store. It is a one-time use throwaway type of brush, and it has the natural bristles on it. What I had done is I cut it down and it becomes a texture maker for faux finishes. Other than that, anything else is in the tutorial. When I first was learning about gingerbread men and the history of gingerbread men, the first thing I noticed that there were so many different styles for the little characters. Some of them had clothes on, some of them didn't have clothes on. Some of them had smiles, some of them had noses, and some of them were just basic. Well, today I'm going to be showing you the most traditional style gingerbread guy imaginable. This little fella has only 2 round white eyes, a tiny white smile, okay, 3 white buttons, and the traditional waves that go on the hands and the feet, and we're going to make that out of the white clay. This is the most traditional and simplest of all the gingerbread men. We'll be drilling up a little hole over here to hang our ornament. So let's start mixing that clay. Today we're going to be creating the dough of the gingerbread man, and I'm going to be showing you how to produce this. You're going to need a ratio of yellow and blue to make a green, and you're going to also use the red to create the brown. Now you'd probably say, Professor M, why don't you go out and buy green clay and mix it with the red and make brown? No, I'm going to tell you, it becomes a purple color. That is just the chemistry of clays. Now if you see my tutorial and video on how to mix air dry clays, and I'll leave a link in the description down below, you'll see that this makes the ultimate in browns. So now let's start mixing our yellows and blues together. And I highly recommend using 75% yellow and 25% blue. Just a dot will do ya. Mixing these 2 clays together will make an incredible, incredible green. Notice I'm using the pull technique. It's so much easier than other techniques I've seen for mixing air-dried clays. I've seen people roll it. I've seen people use some type of technique or machine or something to... It's just so simple. It only takes about a moment to pull the color into the exact... And look at that incredible, incredible green. It's magic. Advanced magic right before your eyes. Now, the next part is adding 25% red to this mixture. I'm going to go a little bit less than that. That's 25%, I would say. Watch the magic begin. Have a beautiful brown color that we're creating. You know what? I think I'm going to make it a little bit more, even a little bit more brick reddish. I think I like to make it a little bit more red. I'm going to add a little tiny bit more red. Play with it. This is the power of prop making. Look at that. Love how it sticks. Wow. And now we have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brown we've just created. Okay, our next step is a cookie cutter shape of it. Okay, so let's do that now. You have your sheet of wax paper down. You can, as you can see, it does not, it was sticking to my hands, but it doesn't stick to the wax paper. So you can see how the ultimate way of making these little gingerbread guys are, you know, going to be done right. Don't roll it out. Don't roll it out. I'm going to tell you why. Just use your hands because it adds that whole homemade texture to it. If you make everything look 21st century made, you're going to get, you know, that 21st century look. Let's cut out our little guy. I'm going to flatten that a little bit more. Yahoo! Asa! And my grandmother always would shake the cookie a little bit like this. She'd always shake when she made sugar cookies. She'd always would shake and just peel it off. Pop the little guy. Easy as 1, 2, 3, the little guy pops right out. And now comes the most interesting part, because we get to take our toothbrush and we are going to start creating in the surface all the sugar and the spices, and we're going to faux finish this little guy down so he looks like he's made of sugar. Very effective. And just shape him right into shape. Leave all that on there. Leave those crusty marks. Leave that stuff. Don't make it too perfect. That's not what you want to do. You want to have all those imperfections in there. You get these drink box straws all the time. You don't know what to do with them, right? Now you know what to do with them. We are punching the best hole in our little fellow. Look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, before we put on all of the white materials and make him look even cooler, dressing him up, we're going to let this dry now. And you can put it on now and let it dry completely, but I would highly recommend letting the little gingerbread man dry on his wax paper bed over here for 24 hours, and then we're going to decorate him. And just 24 hours later, look at what we have achieved. Look at our little gingerbread guy, and he slides right off of the wax paper without any problem. Today I'm using an Amos brand number white, and let's go right into this clay and create some frosting. And watch the elasticity of this clay. Let's create here. The first thing we need to do is create 2 little tiny eyes and make sure that they are equal in dots, and let's put them on there. 1 and 2, and it looks just like frosting. It is amazingly beautiful. I'm going to tap that down a little bit, just like it would look as if somebody had put the frosting on there, creating a little tiny smile. This is fun prop making. Anybody can do this. It's actually very, very relaxing to make this. Look at that. It is perfectly to itself. I praise the quality of this clay. And let's make the squiggles or the lines. This is going to take a little bit of more work. You may actually need a tool to put them on there. Whoa, whoa. And that looks like icing that came right out of an icing tip. Look at this little fella. Let's put on a nice red ribbon. Today's color of choice is this beautiful satin finish wrapping ribbon, and it just so perfectly goes with our project. I'm going to cut off enough of it over here and just guide that ribbon straight through our little hole that we made with the straw. Right there. And I'd recommend leaving some of that ribbon on there, cut at a 45-degree angle. Look at our little friend has come to life. Now, with these keepsakes, you can imagine a whole entire Christmas tree filled with these, and they will last forever, possibly even so much as to pass them on as family heirlooms. Gothically yours, Professor M.